Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies? I'm out of here. I like running better. Welcome back, YouTube viewers, to another video. So, yesterday the third and final part of Sonic and Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings dropped. And boy, I've got a lot to say about this whole web series. First of all, can I just say how great it is that this is just a thing now? So, when the Sonic Frontiers Knuckles prologue released, that was really cool. Everyone was really happy with that, and because before they'd done a few of those for Team Sonic Racing, but I mean, those were just little gag things, and that wasn't even a mainline game. That was just a spin-off racing thing. Then for Sonic Colors Ultimate, they did some stuff with actual voice acting, which I haven't seen. Don't really care to see. But no, for the Sonic Frontiers, they really went all out with that Knuckles prologue, and I'd say the actual story did not live up to that prologue, but okay, this prologue was even better. And I guess I'll just dive into it. So, let's get started. Let's do it to it. Okay, so the first episode was quite a shock. So before we even got this, we just got that teaser poster and then it was a quick little bit of footage from the episode of Shadow fighting Emerald of all characters. That really surprised everyone. So, while I'm not really sure what the story of Sonic Battle is exactly, I know that in it says that Shadow has some kind of tie to Emerald and something with Gerald Robotnik. So here it just shows, well, one, it shows Shadow and Maria, because that's what the episode is called. Because before this, we never really saw what Shadow and Maria's time on the Ark even was like. All we saw was the scene where Maria saves his life, and one scene where he's talking about his purpose in life, but that's it. Well, we never got anything else. Well, back then we didn't really need anything else. Now we are getting something that fully explores this, which is what the Shadow the Hedgehog game should have done 19 years ago, but whatever. So that was really interesting, especially with. Can I just say this is definitely Kirk Thornton's best performance as Shadow. I wasn't too big on him in all of his previous performances, but here, no, I'd say he actually did quite a good job. I still, of course, prefer David Humphrey and Jason Griffith, but Kirk Thornton is proving himself to be a worthy Shadow. He's still going to be better than Keanu Reeves, that's for sure. And also just the animation here is really impressive. It's done in 3D, unlike the Knuckles prologue, but it has a cel shade art style look 2D, which you see that a lot in animation these days, with stuff like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. And the Emerald fight is just amazing, but I also like getting to see more of Shadow's inner struggles, which are that's really nice. But overall, this first episode didn't give us a ton of stuff of what this game is actually going to be, other than maybe Shadow's going to fight Emerald, because Emerald is aboard the Ark here. Why is he fighting Shadow? Why was he holding Gerald? And then Shadow just cuts to him in the present day, or I guess when Generations takes place, looking up at the destroyed moon and the Ark, and he says that, can he be back? It's impossible. Meaning Black Doom, because obviously we know he's going to return for this game. And, but also he says that the soldiers, they did raid the Ark. They did take Maria, but it's happening too soon. Quite interesting. Okay, episode 2, Finding the Way. So, one interesting thing about this episode is that it sets up that Shadow knew he was partially the spawn of the Black Arms. That kind of messed with continuity a bit. I don't know. It's supposed to be a big surprise in Shadow the Hedgehog. Maybe his memories got suppressed or something. After all, Gerald did warp his memory so that he would think that Maria wanted him to destroy the world and not save it. Who knows? Maybe that's something he also suppressed. But so we get this great shot of Shadow just looking at the Black Arms alien thing as he talks about how he was partially created using this soulless thing. And how is that going to affect him? But Maria reassures him that's not who he is. And one day he will find other people he can trust aside from her. In this episode, we get to see Team Dark. Shadow, Rouge, and Omega together again for the first time since I guess Team Sonic Racing, but if we're kind of going over a mainline game, it's more like Sonic 06. Oi, that's quite a long time. I mean, there's also the Archie comics too, which was really cool, but this was cool here. Omega doesn't do much, it's mostly Rouge, but it's fine. And can I just say that Roger Craig Smith is doing a good job of voicing him? He's already my favorite Sonic, which I know is an unpopular opinion, but I really liked him as Sonic, and now he's Omega, and one other character. Um, Also, Karen Strassman's performance as Rouge here is just way better than it was before. I don't know what was up with Dream Team. Everyone else did a good job in that game, but anyway. So this episode we see Team Dark is fighting off Eggman's robots in Sand Ocean from Sonic Adventure 2. I guess Eggman still has a base here. That's weird. Although, as we can see from episode 3, we know why they were even here attacking an old Eggman base to begin with. Oh, also, yeah, this definitely takes place during, and this prologue definitely takes place before Sonic Generations, because Rouge asks Shadow if he'll come to Sonic's birthday party. And since Shadow is in white space and goes to previous levels in the actual game, yeah, the actual game story must take place during Sonic Generations. So this one was really interesting. We didn't get as much as the first episode, but it's just cool to get to see Team Dark again and wondering, yeah, how come Shadow knew about the Black Arms? That's quite odd. Then there's the last episode, the Ark. Okay, this episode, well, it was sort of acknowledged in the previous episode. This one has the Gun Commander return, and his Archie Comics name is canon. Yeah! That may sound like such a minuscule detail for some of my audience, but if you're an Archie fan like me, you know that the Archie comics are never acknowledged by Sega, not even once. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only time they ever acknowledged it outside of this, because yeah, now his official game name is Commander Abraham Tower. The only time they ever acknowledged Archie Comics was when they announced that it was being canceled. And I guess some of the Jazzwares action figures had some comic book pack-ins, but that's it. So it's just really nice to get this, which, sure, it's probably only because Ian Flynn wrote this, which, can I say that? I didn't think that Ian Flynn was still capable of writing a good story. And before you say, but the restrictions is why IDW is bad. No. The restrictions definitely played a part in IDW being as bad as it is. But no, Ian Flynn has actually said that he is proud of his work there. He said that, you know the whole scene that we all hate of Shadow saying, "Cowards run, I win." Yeah, Ian Flynn wanted to do that. Don't ask me how he went from Archie to that to this, but this is definitely better. So anyway, I like the little bit with the Gun Commander. Well, first, Rue says that, yeah, the reason they were raiding an Eggman base is because she got information on what looks like the Time Eater. So she's sending that to Gun. And Shadow had no problem fighting Awesome Gun guys to get a shuttle and head off to the Ark to find out what's going on. And the commander says that, just voiced by none other than Roger Craig Smith, doing a really good job, I'd say. He says that, despite what's passed between us, Shadow saved the world from Black Doom. If he wanted my support, I would have helped him. And then, also, yeah, can I just say that in this little bit, this 30-second scene, the Gun Commander is already way better here than he was in the Shadow the Hedgehog game, because look, I love Shadow's story, unironically in Sonic Adventure 2. I think what they did with him in Sonic Heroes, for as little as it was interesting. I think what they did for him in Sonic 06 was very interesting. But the Shadow the Hedgehog game is a joke. I think we all know that. I mean, I don't want to sound... I never like those people who just criticize every single thing that Sonic games did back then. But I mean, it's kind of hard not to laugh at the Gun Commander when he's mad at the ultimate life form and wants to kill him with a pistol. Yeah, that's gonna work. And the insane overacting of the Maria was the only family I knew, and you killed her, which... What? Okay, but anyway... Then we get to the final scene in this short, where Shadow's in the shuttle, flying to the Ark, and he gets flashes of Maria, except this isn't him and Maria on the Ark. This is them in some kind of meadow? Perhaps because, remember, Shadow was partially created to cure Maria's illness, which is confirmed to be in the games because it's mentioned in the first episode. Because before that, Maria's illness was just in the manual for Sonic Adventure 2, in the Japanese dub of Sonic X, and the Archie comics, but it was never actually acknowledged in the games in English for real. So that's the thing now. But anyway, and you have these really interesting shots of Shadow's face. You can see his expressions changing as he's kind of almost freaked out. It's really good stuff. Again, the animation here is just really solid. Why can't we get a Sonic cartoon that looks like this, or like the Knuckles prologue? I want that so badly. But so Shadow is flying up into the Ark, and that is where Sonic and Shadow historian Sonic and Shadow Generations will officially begin. So wow, these shorts were great. Everyone's been talking about them, and for good reason. I am super excited for Sonic and Shadow Generations. It will be cool to play Sonic Generations on my Xbox, not on Steam. But what's even better, of course, is the whole Shadow stuff, which... One of the things I've heard that people say about this, which I agree with, is that this game is actually treating Shadow's backstory with respect. Because when you think about it, most people loved Sonic Adventure 2 when it came out, and even for a while. But once people started turning on Sonic, everyone had to say how that game's story was so stupid and dumb. Were they right to criticize the Shadow the Hedgehog game? Yes, I don't like it either. But they were way too mean to Sonic Adventure 2. And that made them hate every single time a Sonic game actually had a story with substance in it. Yet, when the games had no story at all, they were still criticizing them. These people just can't be happy. But no, not only is this good because it is showing people who haven't played SA2, new fans, what Shadow's backstory actually is, it's also good because we get to explore more of it. I think this is going to be what the Shadow the Hedgehog game should have been. Because in that game, Shadow kind of underwent his arc from SA2 again, but it was supposed to feel more final. Because this time he doesn't die. He's able to stop a world-ending plot, and he lives. And they get an admittedly very good set of lines throughout the whole final story, like when he says, "I am Shadow the Hedgehog, and I have left the past behind me. No one can tell me what to do now." And also, "This is the end to you, Black Doom, and the end to my accursed past." And then, of course, the final shot where he's standing in the Ark looking at the stars, holds up a picture of Gerald and Maria, tosses it away, walks away, and says, "Goodbye forever, Shadow the Hedgehog." But here, as we can see from the story trailer for the game, he's actually gonna get to see Maria and Gerald again through time travel? That is interesting. So I think it's gonna be kind of similar to that one Archie issue where Shadow's gonna get to see Gerald and Maria for one last time and get some truly final closure. Also, I really like how Shadow's characterized here. Well, he's still not quite how I'd like him to be. I prefer more of an Archie 06 Heroes type thing. He's definitely way better here than he is in IDW, or I guess Team Sonic Racing. So all in all, I really enjoyed these, and I'm very excited to see what this game has in store for us. Because while it's true that I did enjoy Sonic Frontiers, I definitely have some issues with it. Superstars was not really anything, but it's not that good, honestly. Dream Team was a great game. The story was simple for what it was. I like that. But overall, when you see stuff like how I'm still mixed on the Sonic Movie 3 trailer, I'm just interested to see where this franchise is going to go because, well, I definitely still have qualms like them incorporating IDW into more stuff. I'm never going to get over that. I am happy that we have something official that is taking this franchise and it's more the elements of its history that people want to forget seriously. So that's all for now, and as always, keep on juicing.